Hey guys. So, Errol Spence Jr. will be fighting Dennis Ugas in the Arlington Stadium in Texas, April 16th. DAZN has announced this. So yeah, we'll get to see this fight on DAZN. Unless this is some pay-per-view business, which Sal Heyman, so stand by for it's probably PPV. I'm not sure. Right. So Errol Spence currently is the WBC and the IBF Unified Welterweight Champion of the world. Dennis Ugas, who won on a points decision against Manny Pacquiao a few months back and swiped his WBA belt. And then, as we know, Bud Crawford holds the WBO belt. I would assume because it's in a stadium, it holds a lot of it's got high capacity of seats. So not sure. I would just probably assume 40,000 upwards. I will double check for my own knowledge. Now, as we can see, the situation with Bud Crawford not looking much any better because, we can't trust Errol Doctorius Jr. to actually fight Bud after this fight if he wins. So what I'm calling for, we don't know what Errol Spence that we're getting at the end of the day. Coming off, with a retina damage. It's always a hard one to come back from. It, like I said, it plays with you psychologically. So if I was Dennis Ugas, I'll just keep punching him in his eye. And I hope that's what he does, and he probably gets the stoppage. Because if Ugas gets that strap off of Mr. Strap Season, man down, the likelihood of us seeing Crawford and Ugas may come into fruition. I mean, Ugas is still a PBC fighter, but I'm sure he wants money as an older man, 35, 36 now. He ain't got time to waste. Just get your money. If you get beaten by Bud, which you will, sell it for the highest bid. But we all know PBC over there, they're stingy as fuck. They ain't got any money. Canelo took their bag right out of the building with his 40 milli fighting against Caleb Plant. So are they going to block Bud? Probably anyway. Speaking to Uncle Ronnie Shields a few weeks back, I've spoken to him about this topic before, and he's doubled down, and he says that Bud is not being ducked by Spence. Spence is not ducking Bud. Love my Uncle Ronnie Shields, but got to disagree. It's clearly a duck. He's been ducking. When Errol Spence is asked about Bud, he ducks, he runs, he sprints. He literally does. I've done reports on it. You've seen it. So where does this leave Bud? They want to try and age him out. An aged out 38-year-old Bud, if you wait till he's 38 and Errol Spence is 34, if he's still in the game and still got any belts, that if Ugas hasn't taken them off him, still beats. Listen to what Coach Ronnie Shields had to say on the matter. Stand by.
Obviously, this lawsuit, cool. He wants to fight Spence. Spence is not fighting him next, as we know. Spence is now going to fight.
Ugas.
He's fighting Ugas, right?
Yeah.
Do you think? Because I asked you this before, and I think Spence is ducking, and you was like, no, he's not ducking him. When is he going to fight him then? Terence Crawford. When Spence going to fight Crawford after he fights Ugas and takes that belt off of Ugas, because that belt's going maybe.
Well, look, I know Spence wants to be the undisputed champion, just like Terence Crawford. So, but if Terence Crawford is going to be, in litigation for who knows how long,
he can still fight.
But
he can still fight because he's thinking of
a fight.
Yeah,
but
yeah, he can still fight.
But understand this, right? The so-called people's pound for pound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crawford thinks he's worth more than Spence. Spence think he's worth more than Crawford.
Yes.
How you gonna make a deal?
Yeah.
How you gonna make a deal?
Who do you think does? I'm of the mindset that Spence has more belts, so he should have a bigger percentage. But Terence Crawford, lineal champion twice, undisputed 140, undefeated, free weight world division champ. It's like pound for pound, either number 1 or 2. Could they just not do a 50-50 deal?
Who gonna put up the money for it?
BBC.
and what does BBC get out of it?
Because this is what I'm saying. Thank you. That's why PBC won't put up the money, because they know that belt will go. It will go with Bud Crawford. So they don't want to lose
it's a
another
possibility. It's a strong possibility that it will go. But
yeah.
But still, that's a lot of money you're talking about putting up, and you get nothing in return.
Purse bids?
Now,
let it go to purse bids.
You what?
Let it go to purse bids then.
Well, if you go to purse bid, then you're not going to get the money that they both want.
Maybe.
No.
For purse,
absolutely not. No.
So what does he do then? Not. So what? So he's blackballed then, Bud. Like there's no move. He could. Do you reckon he should go to PBC now?
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you go to purse bid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the promoters are gonna be in it, right? Mm-hmm. The most that anybody's gonna probably bid on that is like maybe $30 to $40 million.
Mm-hmm.
If you got to split that down the middle, both guys will be like, nah, I ain't doing it for that.
Can't they get 10 million each? I think 10 million each for the both of them, and a bit of the PPV, and isn't that enough?
They get a bit of the PPV anyway, but they could be fighting over who get the biggest percentage of that too. Now they could do 50-50 on that also, but when you do 50-50, you know it's less money because the television got to get theirs first.
The network, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. They got to get theirs first. Then, what's left, they got to divide.
Trainers and stuff as well got to get their money, and all of that. Yeah.
Look, it's still you're taking a chance because if you put up $50 million, neither guy has done a hell of a lot on pay-per-view.
Yeah, facts.
So,
yeah, how are they going to get their money back?
How they going to get their money back? And how you get $50 million back when neither guy, Errol might have did a little over $1 million on his. Crawford did like $300,000-$400,000 on his. That don't look good on pay-per-view. Even fighting each other for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. That don't look good.
So, you saying that, Uncle Coach, the fight never happens then, it seems.
Unless both guys are just willing to fight for a certain amount of money.
Yeah. 2 million each and done. And then whoever's undisputed, like you said, the champion will go on to make more. Right?
Well, I don't know. It's, the boxing business these days are so complicated.
I hate it.
It's just too complicated. Back in the day, it was one network. It was one network. So, and then all of a sudden now, you have all these streaming services. You got everything, that you got to compete with now. And a lot of people get mad because these fighters, these guys, he's scared of this guy, that guy. No, it ain't that. It's that, you got certain guys assigned to certain networks, and the networks want it on their network.
Right.
And if you're not willing to give up a lot of money to go on that network, your network is going to say, hell no, I'm not letting you go over there. So it's impossible to make these fights sometimes.
So if Bud goes over to the PBC, then would that be more likely that he would get the Spence fight?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah,
but still,
they're going to want the money.
They both have to agree on a certain amount of money. They have to understand that, look, your pay-per-view numbers were jacked up.
Are not good. And
your pay-per-view numbers nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and how many people want to see that fight? You know, look,
we do.
I agree that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, two of the best fighters in the world.
For sure.
But you know,
we got to see that fight. We have to.
People not clamoring to see it.
They
only
are.
Only the hardcore boxing fans.
Well, cool. There's a lot of us. We need to see out of welterweight number 1 and 2.
But look,
we need to see that fight. We have to. I don't care about casuals.
So how much you think the pay-per-view is going to be?
Say that again.
The pay-per-view has to be over $100
for y'all, not for us. We never. Our pay-per-views are no more than £20, which works out as $35. We're lucky. So yeah.
Yeah, but for us, it's not. It's going to be well over $100.
But they're worth it. I think they're worth it.
But only the hardcore boxing fans are going to buy it because they go figure that's too much. You know, and then you got to understand though, you got to have a hell of an undercard too.
Stack it.
Have 3 to 4 good fights.
But
they want to get paid too.
Yeah. Well, you know, put a chocolate.
So you're gonna tell them, you're gonna tell these guys, look, we know y'all, you know, y'all want to be on this card, but we're not gonna pay y'all
for free. Put Choc and Estrada on part 4. Put them over there. Stack that. Who else could we put? You could stack it with, you know, a couple prospects that are great prospects, and I don't know. We got to see the fight. Otherwise, there's no undisputed happening at welterweight. Then it's not happening. And then Bud's going to go up to 54. Spence is looking to go up to 54. Everyone that's at 54 is still over at PBC, so Bud won't still get the fights as such. It's just...
So Bud needs to think.
Yeah.
Where can I go? What can I do?
Where can it? He can't. Because you're saying, basically, the best move is, I got it. Best move is go to PBC, but you have to know that your money that you're asking for, guys, has to be lower for this fight to happen. If you're willing for that to happen, call Bud, come over here. If you're not willing for that to happen, call Bud, don't come over here. And everybody's going to have to stop calling Spence a duck because you didn't want to come over here and have lesser money and we would have guaranteed the fight. Cool. That's the only option.
That's it. I agree with you.
Yeah. I got it. I need to see if he does that. I need to see if he really does it because then we could stop calling ERROL Spence ERROL Sprints. I know. Doctorius. I know. I'm the worst. I'd be calling him a duck all the time. I'm the worst. I know. I just
ERROL Spence is going to duck nobody. He's like Terence Crawford. He's going to duck nobody.
Yeah, they don't duck. Yeah.
But, you know, everybody wants their worth. And sometimes, you know, if we feel, being human beings, we feel our worth is a lot. And look, both guys can plead their case. Spence can say, look, I got 3 belts over here. You know, you only have 1. So I'm going to defend my 3. And I'm going after another one. You know, if he beats Ugas, then look, he's going to say, hey, I got all 3.
Yeah.
You know, you got nothing over there.
Yeah.
I don't even want that one.
Don't even like that belt. What has Bud got? The WBO belt.
Oh, WBO.
Yeah. That belt looks ugly anyway.
A lot of people are not clamoring for the WBO belt.
I know, because it doesn't look good. That belt is a bit of an ugly belt. I know.
Moving to the PBC, thought that initially could be a good idea, but, you know, I don't know. Bud being a free agent, the PBC are not going to want to let off, like, give these lads, like, you know, maybe a tidy guaranteed fee between them of like 12 mil. Don't see it happening. And they don't want to make that commitment for only to lose another champion off of their stables, because let's have it right, they're falling a dime a fucking dozen, yeah. So, and for Bud to walk off with, you know, clear off Mr. Strap season, and he'll just be done them season. But yeah. We shall see, shall we? We shall see. But I'm glad this fight's announced. Let's see what Spence looks like against Ugas. It's only in 2 months. So yeah. Doesn't look too good for Crawford. Where does he go? What did he do? But yeah, I still think Spence is Doctorius. He is. He may not want the WBO belt. Why not? If he said that he wants to be undisputed. I just cracked a joke saying that the belt was ugly, but at the end of the day, that doesn't make sense. He wants to be undisputed, but he may not even want the WBO belt. Hence, that means he doesn't really want to be undisputed. So, hence, he's a Doc. So, he's Doctorius, and he stays on the Doctorius list. So, shouts out to Uncle Coach Ronnie Shields. He'll be back on the channel sooner rather than later. We try to tap in about once a month, once every month or two. You know, and I salute him. Gives the girl time of day. So, yeah, that's where we're at. The Doctorius list is infamous at this point, and it's growing by the day. Well, it's growing by the week. Definitely growing by the month. A lot of people, few people on that elite list. It's the only list that they'll probably be on in their career, so they should thank me for being on any type of list. So ERROL Spence, aka ERROL Spence Jr., aka ERROL Doctorius Jr., will be staying on my Doctorius list until further notice, until I see he fights Bud Crawford within the next year. Other than that, guys, I'm gone. Anyway, I'm gone. Can you push that like button so everybody can see these reports and, get more trolls? Hey girl, it's LadyChann. Come box with Shan. Gone. Doctorius.